Good morning. It is 6/30, 2016. I'm Lamont Gilchrist, www.L.G.Fitness-Messiah.com is my website. Go check it out. Got some free contents and some new stuff that I'm offering. Capital L, period, capital G, period, Fitness-Messiah on Snapchat. Check me out. I get a little bit more personal on there. My social media, as far as my Facebook and the other things, are primarily for my information that I bring as far as training and nutrition. So below on my page, on this page right here, I have links connected to my research for this week. I really went in depth. Sometimes I like to go backwards to go forwards. So I really went in depth with protein this week. So I'm going to bring some supplement information. I'm giving this a try. Premier Gold Whey Protein, 100% whey from Muscle Tech. It's the chocolate flavor. So I'm doing a little experiment. I'm using it in the morning in my coffee. It's supposed to absorb a little bit more efficient. I looked at the specs on them, so I'll be doing this for probably about a month, maybe 2 months, maybe 6 weeks to kind of see the kind of results. And I've also been using this Pure Protein Plus with my own little twist to it, formulated in my blended shakes with my different antioxidant fruits frozen, different fats in the evening time, at night time. So these are the two proteins that I'm using right now. If y'all want to join on the experiment, contact me. I'll give you some other things that you can add to these, some ways to really manipulate the properties of these things. So far it's going pretty good. I'm not making a recommendation. I am making a recommendation for this. This is pretty good. I'm not making a recommendation on this yet. I'm going to test it out. I am currently about 200 pounds at about 4%, a little bit less percent body fat. Really strong, still feeling really good in my different experimentations. And so that brought me to an experimentation about proteins. I have all the links linked down below on my research for the week, and it was really fascinating. I didn't know where the research about protein was going to take me to. I came at the end of this journey of this research for this week. I've come up with some little different ideas about things. I started off researching and thinking it was going to be about protein, and it really changed my views about how we actually identify and actually how we look at a lot of things, from carbohydrates, from cancers to diseases, to what people say molecular structures are or made of, or minerals, or how do we get these things, or genetic splicing, or how these things were going on in the beginning. I mean, it was pretty fascinating for me. I knew this, but I didn't know this about migration and people taking food from other regions and taking it and planting it with other regions and crossing different foods, just like different races. And I read so many different books as far as like blood research, and I'll take y'all through some blood research and genetic codes as far as like climates and how people are different, and the different types of fat, the vitamins and the minerals that different ethnic or different groups need. It was really fascinating. I always said this, and I knew this, that we are Homo sapien to a degree, all of us, and we have a lot of like qualities, and we can interbreed and interact with each other, but we're not the same. We're not even the same as our parents. Our genetic code is a hybrid between everyone that we've encountered. So don't get that twisted. And when we go by race and other different things, it separates tremendously. So when it comes to nutrition and what we should be taking in our body, I've always viewed, and I always known that from blood doping, that it separates tremendously. Because if that wasn't so, that everyone could use everyone else's blood. but everyone can't use everyone else's blood. And even in scriptural or biblical things, it says not to interact bloods and different things and stuff with that particular thing. So that's somewhere else. But that brings me to my point about proteins and how we get proteins and eating vegan, or is proteins really proteins? Or what is the definition of proteins? How do you break down proteins? You know, I know it's essential amino acids, and they're broken down. And do animal produce protein? What is live eating, or what people would say was dead eating or animal eating? And then, so Dr. Sebi to the vegans that I researched, follow the research below if y'all want to. You know, they gave me some good, interesting points and some good understandings. But I take it a little bit further because I'm bodybuilder. So I talk to guys that'll shoot gerbil urine in their arms if they think it's going to get them bigger. So I know some of the things that they say are, as far as from the vegan standpoint, Dr. Sebi, they have their own personal views, but in this modern era of stress, exercise, and environmental change, along with food and nutrition, environmental change, there are some things that I feel that they totally missed as far as adaptations on a cellular level by human beings. Which brings me to my point in Dr. Sebi thing, which I agree with him about a lot of things. He's a brilliant man, and herbs and all that other different stuff. I studied that for many of years. I actually was a manager at GNC for like 5 years, so we had to be certified in that. And I read it and I follow the literature on that stuff, and there's a lot of different things that exist out there that for many years before science, or the act of what people call science and medicine even came along, that people were healing themselves with. And I respect that, and animals do that all the time, eat different things. So I respect the self-healing process. I 100% believe in that. More lean on that aspect and that side of it. But in the same token, when you eat a plant, or when you take in an herb, or you eat something, the acidity level it starts digesting from saliva, especially if it's sugar-based or carbon-based. And by the time that it reaches your stomach, the acidity level, it has been terminated pretty much, and it has been digested and turned into chyme and bile and all the other things until it absorbs in its very molecular component, in its most simple form, into the small intestines, large intestines, bloodstream, and things like that. So eating something dead or not dead, or something charged, it's kind of here nor there, because it's going to be destroyed in your stomach. And once you start chewing it, you're definitely breaking up chemical bonds and other things of that particular nature. So, I have some problems with that. And the arrogance, but very brilliant, and I appreciate it. The same thing with the vegan people, and they make a very good point that we all, it's a composite of things that are absorbed into basically the plants. I mean, when it really comes down to it, except us human beings and some animals, we are able to absorb energy with the melanin in our skin, and with the different elements in darker people or people of color skin. We can absorb energy from the actual sun. So we actually get our energy and minerals and nutrition from the actual sun. The sun is our actually energizer, just as it is in plants, just as it is in other animals around the globe, for those who are able to absorb that energy. So that is very important. And so we transfer that energy from the grass into the animals, into us, because it's a transfer of energy. So from a physiological standpoint, there's different things. If it isn't poison, or if you do not have an allergic reaction to something, then I would say, as long as you get cured and get other different things to do so that it doesn't become poisonous or cause diseases by ingesting or eating or taking it in, then that's up for debate however you want to eat. I know. But just on a nutritional exercising level, you do need to monitor that stuff, especially with processed stuff and the way that they make these things and the way that they make these things taste and what it's doing to you on a molecular structure, because your body is turning into what it is that you're eating. You're breaking it down. They're breaking down the aminoids, the carbohydrates, the fats, and then your body is absorbing it, reintroducing it to itself, adding it with your non-essential amino acids, and creating a new version of you all the time. Now, stress and exercise plays a huge part into what it is creating, because it's the fire that forges the steel. So exercising and the way that you exercise, the biomechanics, the way that you move, and everything else plays a huge part to the overall process of what it is that you're going to become. So that is my research. Follow the research below. That's where it's taking me this week. Very interesting. More knowledge. I'm really more enlightened. A lot of things that I've already knew to just reaffirm in the direction that my program and my system go. And then there's some things that, it enlightened me to, and I like taking a different view and a different aspect outside myself of the way that different people view science, and the way that science is conducted, and the way that nutrition and health is conducted worldwide. So follow my links. That's my review. Follow me next week. We'll get after it, and I'll pick a new subject and I'll research it the week through. I'm going to travel probably to SMU, work with some athletes through the college here in Dallas, and some other different training facilities here in Dallas. So follow me on my journey, and hopefully I'll bring you some good content that help you to get in shape, stay in shape, and maximize your true wealth, which is health. Health is your true wealth. I say this all the time. Your wealth is invested in, can you go to work? Can you do these things? How you produce. That is the true wealth. That is what the whole system runs off of, is your ability to do work and your health. For the most part, not meaning that it's prolonging the longevity, it plays both ends. If you get